Okay. Well, let's play the ready opening, which can clearly transpose into a lot. Let's do this. Transposing into the Caro-Kann. And now this. What do we call this? What's the name of this? I really don't know. And it doesn't really show up the transpositions. Like, it won't label it on ChessCube when you arrive at a particular position if it is a different move order and such. But what is this line called? I know we're in the Caro-Kann, but bring the two knights variation or something maybe of the Caro-Kann. I'm familiar. Okay, this is like the main line Caro-Kann, but I don't have this d4 move in just yet. And I'm pretty sure that after h4, knight d7 is needed. Now this, I think, is an issue. So I'll let you think of it for a little bit. Those that are tuned in now, how would you respond to a move such as this? h6, what do you do? What's the plan? What's the big deal? What's the scoop? What's the story? Any of the above that I just referenced. What do you do? What would you do? Now that I've given you a few seconds to think about it, I gotta keep moving forward. Knight e5, and I believe the knight d7 move was needed so that I can't play here with tempo on the bishop. If I played h5 here, that's just getting caught up in the routine because it's something that's played in the main line. And maybe h5 there is not not showing as a strong an understanding as this particular with this particular variation, because along the way, h4 it's preparing this knight e5 move with tempo, and that knight d7 move I think is needed. So as a follow-up, I think this is correct. Queen here. I have to be a little concerned about this guy. So this mate threat, sometimes this pawn will sometimes have already played to e6, and there could be like lateral defense with queen here, as awkward as it is, or queen c7. But now it's turning out that g6 is needed. And then the queen could she could come back to this square and still threaten mate. And then the knight could block, and then the queen can actually come over here and threaten mate again. And the b7, I think this might be a winning continuation. Can you believe that? My queen is going to start dancing. She's going to start her little dance. She's going to do a little shuffle to h5, come back to f3, hit f7, go over to b3, hit f7 again along with b7, and that's, I think, TKO land? I have to be a bit cautious, though, because maybe I could be dropping my knight in certain lines. Like knight f6, or excuse me, g6, and queen here, knight f6, queen b3, queen d5, stops the mate threat on f7, hits my knight, but I could take here, allow queen takes knight with check, and there's no stopping queen takes rook later. If the queen does take my knight in that variation, do I block with my bishop? Yeah, I think that is quite all right. My knight is always there to watch over it as well, if there was a bishop takes and then some pressure on this pawn. So let's play here. Is there anything better? I doubt it. Mate in one threat. The knight blocks. Another mate in one threat, unless this move is played, and then the king side is seriously compromised. These issues that black is now presented with is happening just because of the h6 move instead of a timely knight d7 move. Oh, I didn't see that queen d5 move here. Ah, queen d5 could be played here. Okay, well, it's time to shift gears and recognize that that little variation I thought would be good is no longer good because queen d5 could be played a move earlier. So this is a good defense and probably the best defense. Very nice. So what do you do when your opponent defends like that? You take the queen and you still actually have something good up your sleeve. Because now there's tricks on f7 or tricks on the rookie. This actually wins still. So the queen d5 actually turns out to not be... Well, that's still just not a good one. So I guess knight f6 was maybe still best somehow. I don't know. It's getting... Everything is... My attention is drawn back to move 6. We're on move 11 here, but it's move number 6 where there was a slip. And now pieces fall. Is there anything better than taking the rook? Well, actually... Oh no, let's just take it and then run away before it's defended and my knight can be captured. So, just want to develop here. There's not much else to do. I'm up that rook. And the main point, I think I could already summarize it during this game right here. It's just going to be that h6 move. We'll have a closer look as to well, this actually is an example of why not to do it. So we're seeing a very significant, whatchamacallit, a very good reason why not to go with h6 there, and how it is of great importance to meet a knight f3 move with watching over the e5 square. Okay, this is not really the best spot to throw a bishop, but I did that so I could just rescue my knight and grab another pawn. And let's get this pawn up, follow up with c3. It'll box out this knight. Bishop here soon. Actually, let me do this. I'm flushing that bishop backwards. Okay. They get a piece back. Rook g8. Okay, this is trouble. Rook here, I have just h5. And what else? My opponent is typing my way here. My opponent is saying that they messed things up bad. Well, let me tell you that it's very easy to just slip up. It seems innocent enough to go with h6 instead of knight d7, but yeah, it could really turn into something really messy. So I don't know that there was a good thing that you could have been doing. Maybe I don't know. It's really tough. Let me look back here. Let's see if there was something more. I think it does turn out to be dead, as long as white is able to follow up correctly. h4, what do you do? Knight... Or wait a second. No. What am I saying? I just kept saying knight d7. Huh. I trapped the bishop. What am I talking about, knight d7? You see, one thing that I'm messed up with is... What? I'm messed up with the mainline Caro where this pawn is already on d4. What's the move here? Whoa. I better be able to make sense over this. Let's see. Bishop out. Knight here. Boom. h4. If knight d7, I just play h5 and he's cooked. So, and even if h5 is played, it doesn't matter. Like, this knight is just going to be a beast anyhow. He's going to be a beast. Wow. Somebody give me some insight here. Look it up quick or something. What's the scoop? Does white already stand better at this point right here? Might it be this move that needs some work? Bishop this to this square. Maybe it's better to just pin the knight and not run for this main line. Bishop. Huh. I'm a bit confused here. Bit confused. Let's see, because this is a problem. H6, knight here, queen out. These are all really forcing moves. You got to block. I'm threatening f7. I have this swinging over to b3 available. And this is already lights out. Somebody's coming up with the line here. Okay. Okay, I'm getting some insight here. Let me go back. Thank you for the insight. Let's flip here. Let me see something. I want to have some closure to this. So, move number 4. If bishop g4, h3, bishop takes, queen takes, and then you just fix your pawns on light squares. That's one approach. And another is, oh yeah, another is this knight f6 move. I think what we're seeing is that, I think what we're seeing is that bishop f5 is not a good move here. Because after the knight retreats, coming back to g6 runs into some trouble. There you have it. There you have it. Is that the verdict? Can I just be, could I be that certain of it? Can I really be that certain that bishop f5 is not a good idea? Because it seems pretty forceful, the moves thereafter. What are your other decisions with your bishop? Do you come here? You could have come there in one shot. Maybe here is the best move at this point, but I don't know about even coming out. Well, okay, I guess you're decentralizing my knight before you play here, so maybe it's okay. Bishop g4 in this position, and then after h3, chop, chop. Okay, I think this is a better one right here. Bishop to g4 right now. If you come back, you're in serious hot water. Beware. You're in some serious hot water. You are definitely in some serious hot water then. Okay, yeah. Oh, you know what? Because this other... Here's the thing. The knight is usually not on f3 at this point. Excuse me, not on f3 at this point, but rather d4 is played in place of knight to f3. But being that it's already here, h4, h6, the knight could come here in one shot. Got it. I'm seeing the difference between the move order now. I'm seeing the differences here. I'm learning things right now on stream here. I'm learning the difference between having the knight on f3 opposed to having that d4 move, which is straight mainline Caro-Kann, a d4, c6, or excuse me, e4, c6, d4, d5, knight c3, pawn takes pawn, knight takes pawn, bishop f5, knight g3, bishop back, and again, this knight has just not moved yet. So, and if this is the position, you got to go to g4 right now. G6, you're going to get a beating. And that was that's what turned out to be the main problem. Easy, very, very easy to do. Very, very easy to get caught up in the routine main line. I honestly did not think that this was a bad idea during the game, and it's only after looking at the game right now that you know, I am seeing it as an issue. Because I was saying during the game you had to play knight d7 right now. What was I thinking? I'm doing this with a serious threat, and you met that, but there's trouble elsewhere. Okay, anyhow, I think I have spoken enough on that one. Interesting thing to take away from the opening phase of the Caro-Kann. Cool.